Okay, we're going to have a look at the safety precautions we need to take when we're using the hot glue gun. Obviously the first thing is it's nearly a couple of 100 degrees centigrade, so the glue that comes out of the end here is very hot. This means that there's a risk of injury, obviously a risk of burns. The equipment also works on 240 volts, so there is a risk of electrical shock. These are the things you need to take care of. We can reduce risks by wearing protective equipment if told to by the teacher. Obviously not touching the hot glue. When the glue comes out, if it's on the table or on your work, don't touch it, because it will obviously stick to your fingers and it will burn you. And also, use the tool as instructed by your teacher, use common sense, follow the instructions that the teacher gives, and lastly, ensure that it is the equipment is safe to use before use. So, there we go. So we're going to have a look at the hot glue gun. Here we've got hot melt glue sticks here, which are a thermoplastic material. That means as they're fed into the gun, when you pull the trigger, if you pull the trigger, the glue stick is pushed forward along this barrel here into a heating element here. So this part here is quite hot. The glue on the top here, if there's any glue here, that can be actually liquid and can be quite hot. And we can see we pull the trigger and the glue comes out. And when the glue comes out, it's obviously it's liquid, so it will move about. And then we leave it for a short while, and if we're gluing something together, so I've put some glue there, we've got a kind of working time that is possibly a minute or so before the glue cools down. So I've put that there, taking care not to get it on my hands, push that together, and that, now leave it for a few minutes when that will cool. So there's our glue gun. We've got a stand built in here, so once we're putting it down, it will just stand like that. It has a flex, obviously, in terms of using the tool. If there's any damage on this flex, then don't use it, speak to your teacher. So there's the glue gun. So once we've set it up, obviously, like any heating equipment, it takes a while to heat up. So when you first plug it in, you'll feel that the body of the tool is quite cold, and you'll feel that it will gradually warm up, and after about 5 minutes it's ready to use. So the main thing we're going to use it for is just constructing models and prototypes. So we can use it in a couple of ways. We can put a bead of glue, so if we can see that, I'll try and work where we can see. I've run a bead of glue along here, and you need to work by squeezing the trigger, setting the glue down, hold it in place, and I say generally sort of 30 seconds, a minute, and then whatever you've stuck on will be ready. Again, sometimes the glue does drip out, so this is something you need to be aware of. Obviously you work with either work with some card, or we often use a mat so that the glue doesn't get on the table, because that can kind of make a mess. You can see that's just cooling there. And put a little bit of glue there, and again. So there you can see I've glued a little model together there. That's the hot glue gun. If you do get hot glue on your hands, the best thing to do, don't try and pull it off, is just go over and put your hands under the tap, run your hands under the tap for a good couple of minutes, cold water, take the heat away, and then inform your teacher. So that is the health and safety for using the hot glue gun.